Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and I have a small complaint. I do not there is not enough gas stations or convenience stores that sell deodorant. Now, I swear, I am always running behind and trying to get out the door, and sometimes I forget deodorant, right? You're just okay, I need the shirt, I need to put the dogs up, make sure that they have their food, make sure this is locked up, make sure my hot iron is off, all the things. Sometimes I forget about my deodorant, and I went all freaking day yesterday with no deodorant. I had gotten in the car, and this time of the year, I usually have events back to back to back. I'm running here, doing this, doing that, and I honestly was running around hectic. I got up this morning, or this was yesterday, I got up that morning, I went to the post office, and then Garrett was in the tree stand. He texted me, he's like, oh, you know what sounds so good? Donuts. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up donuts, and then I needed to run to the grocery store for a couple things, and then I was like, oh, I actually need to leave, not stop at home with my groceries. I need to actually head to my next thing. I don't have any leeway, no extra time. And as I was driving past my house, I was oh my gosh, I don't even have deodorant on. And I just thought to myself, I cannot stop. It would have added an additional 15 minutes to my time. I was I cannot stop. I just got to go straight through, hold my armpits down, and not hug anybody, because I wasn't to the stinky point. I had just noticed that I'd been sweating a little bit, and I was oh crap. But not enough places have deodorant for sale. I went to, I forget where I was flying this summer, but I was trying to look for deodorant at one of the little convenience stores that they have at the airports. They had a beard shaving kit. They had all these crazy novelty items, but no deodorant. Are you kidding me? I was so sad. I hate smelling, okay? I hate skipping the deodorant. I want deodorant, I want to smell good. And so literally all day I didn't have deodorant, and immediately I went back to town, and I picked up extra deodorant and spray, and I was I'm keeping some in my car at all times from now on, because even when I go to my workout class, I've been doing a hot yoga after work. I've been trying to just let myself be okay with not waking up super early at this time in my life. You're lucky if I'm getting out of bed at 7 o'clock, and that seems so late in previous times. I was waking up at 4, I was waking up at 5, but I know my body is needing more sleep, so I'm okay, we're okay with it, but that really takes away part of my morning and my morning routine. So it's all right, I've been doing some afternoon workouts, a little afternoon yoga, which is great. I'll usually remember to put deodorant on, but then I'll be I need extra spray for my sports bra when I start to smell, as you're doing the hot yoga. I was I need to make sure. Also, I will say this, sometimes I do forget deodorant, but the yoga studio always has deodorant. So the spray deodorant, it's so nice. I'm perfect, but it's the body spray, sometimes, I don't know why, but athletic wear really holds on to scent sometimes. And I'm this is literally disgusting, but that's just the struggle I've been going through and with the winter months, you wouldn't think that I need more deodorant in the winter than in the summer, because the winter I'm wearing sweaters, I'm bundled up, and when you're outside it's fine, but when you get into the office building or you get somewhere, I immediately start sweating. I'm oh my gosh, it is so hot in here. So I am a stickler. I need deodorant come wintertime. I am glad though that I did not pit stop home, although my strawberries, I had strawberries that kind of got a little sad. It was very warm this past Saturday. Luckily though, my champagne bottles did not pop with the heat or anything. They were perfectly fine. But I ended up pouring my own candle this past weekend. It was such a novelty. So my mother-in-law and my aunt-in-law and my cousin-in-law, Adriana and Julie, they took me to a candle spot where you pick out like the candle container and then you pick scents. Like they have this huge scent wall and you like pick out the scents that you want and you mix it. And it's called a jigger. It is the alcohol jigger that you pour shots in. So it's like got the so many ounces on the top and then the half of whatever shot on the bottom. So it's the same thing, like as if you were making a drink. And so we had them, and then you like fill it to the top of like the full shot, and you like mix and match your scents. So I did mug and brush, flannel, a little bit of orange, and Honeycrisp, because I am in love with the Honeycrisp and charcoal candle from Bath and Body Works. It is currently in my office and it smells so good. I love to burn it. It's like the perfect like autumn. I know we're going into Christmas now, but I feel like there's never a good transition between like summer to fall. This is the perfect transition scent. It smells so good. It is my favorite. So my candle was very woodsy smelling, like it was very manly smelling. We mixed it up in our little, measuring cup, if you will. And then they like poured wax into our jars, and then we got to mix in our scent. It sat for 2 or 3 hours or whatever. Came back, picked it up. Such a cool, neat idea. And you can also bring back your container and they will refill it for like a fee or whatever. I love it because there's no exact science. Like it's whatever smells that smell good to you. And honestly, it was just like a very, very fun experience. And I did not want to be late to that appointment. I was 5 minutes late, but I mean, I need to work on my lateness. Truly. I'm just always trying to like do that last minute thing to set myself up for success. I'm trying to work on it, I promise. But I will say, you know how things like magically align? You're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm glad I didn't get to miss this. It's so cool. While I was driving up, I told you it was a warm, beautiful day, beautiful November day, and I see this motorcycle. I am extra cautious with motorcycles because when I first graduated college, I worked at an insurance company and I heard horror stories about motorcycle accidents, and that is just, there's no protection, very scary. So I always try to watch out for those motorcyclers. Like I am on high alert. So I see this motorcyclist and he like drives past me, and I had seen him in the back some, but now he had just like gotten beside me, and this man is completely bald, right? Like bald, shiny head. The longest red beard, okay? Like it was so long because it went over his shoulder. So he's riding, his beard is over the shoulder, and that's fine. Like, do you, man? Like that's a look, that's an aesthetic. What I noticed though is this guy was having the best day because he was like on his bike, like going one way, going the other way. Like he looked like a little kid. This is a like middle-aged man, and he's going one way, going the other way. And then he is like dancing like with one arm. He was like putting it up. I was like, that is so ballsy. Like here you are on a motorcycle and you're just like dancing and grooving and doing all the things. So I was like, you know what? That is so cool. You do you. But it was like really, I don't know, it was fun to watch him, right? Like watching other people experience joy, like brings me joy. Like, oh my gosh, they're in their element. Oh my gosh, they're having so much fun. Oh my gosh, like this, that, and the other. Like I absolutely love it. Just watching someone in their element and like succeed and do all the things. So that was so fun. And I was extra glad that it like aligned perfectly. So yesterday was like a big shopping day, and I will say I went to a friend's giving. I think it was two or so weeks ago, and while I was out there, the host had this like beautiful orange sweater. It had like a thick big turtleneck. She looked so cozy, so cute in her house, and I thought to myself, oh, I love that color. Love the style. You look so perfect for like Thanksgiving. And I immediately like put that in my head. I was like, I want one of those. So after we did the candles, we were like walking up and down to different boutiques, and I found the sweater I'm wearing now. If you're watching on YouTube, oh my gosh, you can see it. If you're on the audio version, listen, I post on YouTube, okay? It's a little work, but I make it happen for you. And so I found this, and it is so soft, guys. Like, it is the softest, coziest sweater. And I was like, oh, perfect. Like, I immediately purchased. I was like, I am influenced. Thank you so much, Leah. Like, you had a beautiful sweater. I want a sweater just like it. So I picked it up. And I have also been thinking about like this, like, they call it like an underskirt. It's like your, a slip. Like if your mother or grandmother ever, was like, oh, you need a slip under that dress. Like if a dress was kind of like see-through or like too short or flowy or something, like a slip was a extra layer in between your dress, your skirt, whatever. And it's like this really silky, fine material. And I had seen this TikTok of a girl who had like this big cozy sweater, and she was like, if you want to dress up your sweaters, put like a lace skirt or a silk skirt underneath. So then it helps lengthen your sweater a little bit, because sometimes oversized sweaters, they almost cover your butt, but not quite. You know, if you're a tall girl, if you have a long torso, you need a little bit more. And so I had seen this like so freaking cute like outfit, and then she had like tall boots. It was like such a look. I was like, that is the look that I want to wear tomorrow, because I had my Thankful for the Gals event. And I was like, I want to wear that. I want to like have that aesthetic that is so cozy, that's so cute, Thanksgiving. And I like, oh, we always have like family Thanksgiving, but they're really cozy, like in, not as dressed up, like we're kind of chill on Thanksgiving. And so I was like, man, like this is the perfect event to wear to. And I've been looking for a silk skirt like this for probably a month and a half. And for some reason, one, I need deodorant. But I drove from, you know, the city past my house again and went to our like smaller town, we have a Marshall's there. And I was like, I just had a feeling. I was like, I've got to go in here. Like I have a feeling that I might find what I'm looking for. And so I looked at the aisles and I was like, all right, cool. Like looked at this, looked at that. I picked up the spray, deodorant, all the things. And I was like, I'm gonna go up and down the clothes aisle and I just wanna see if I can find this. And I found a silk dress, or a silk skirt, which is so hard finding skirts right now. Back in August when I was watching Gilmore Girls, I was so inspired by Lorelai Gilmore. Oh my gosh, like her skirts were just so freaking cute. I was like, I want skirts and boots. I've struggled trying to find like tall boots that are actually like cute. They're just not in style right now. Completely fine. Okay, you do your ballerina slippers. Those are cute. Just not for me at this time. I really want like the tall boots and the long skirt. Like I just love that look. I think it's so cute. And finding skirts is so hard. So I was looking down the aisles and I found a gold skirt. Gold. And I was like, not exactly what I want, but like it could work. And I was searching some more and I found like a dark green one. I was like, that could work. Like I have this cream sweater. It's like the typical, it's actually like called the Gilmore Girls sweater, like, or the summer, what was that summer show from, oh my gosh, now I'm just thinking about Never Have I Ever. I love that show. The Summer I Turned Pretty. And they talk about like Belly's like sweater or whatever. It's that sweater. It like has the typical cables on it. It's very like cozy, whatever. And I was like, okay, like the gold or the like jewel toned green could go under there, but I was like, I know there's a black in here. I had to go to like several rows over. Marshall's, okay, listen. You can never go in there looking for something. Like it's crazy. It's a warehouse. Like it's all the extras. And I ended up finding a beautiful black. It was all by itself. I think it was like in some like business suit jackets or something. Like someone had shoved it in there. I found exactly what I was looking for. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is perfect. and I like still had the gold and the green. But guess what? I didn't even try them on. I tried on the black one. I said, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So it wasn't, because like this sweater isn't a long sweater, so it was kind of the vibe, but not exactly. It was the sister of the vibe. So I wore this orange sweater, this beautiful silk, like beautiful skirt, and some boots that I got from, I don't know, like middle school. I've had them for so long, but it was like the perfect cozy outfit. Our Thankful for the Gals event went so good. Oh my gosh. So if you haven't heard, this is your first episode. I love the podcast. Okay. I love connecting with you guys, but I wanted to take it to real life. I wanted to connect in person. I feel like we just lose out on so much, like digitally. Like, yes, we're so connected, but we also like, it's different. And so I really wanted to take the golden hour drip to real life. And it's taken me so many years to figure out like a name, what to call a listener of the golden hour drip. We had golden drippers, and I was just like really struggling trying to figure out how to tie it in. So Golden Gal Network, right? Like if you listen to the golden hour drip, it's the best hour of the day once you become your best self, talking, hanging out. And the Golden Gal Network is like, okay, I'm a Golden Gal and we network. Okay, we go out, we are helping each other with our businesses. We are helping each other find connections. We are, becoming friends. We're hanging out. We're doing all the things. I feel like there is such a lack in the world. We are so quick to sign up for like networking events for our businesses, but never for like friends. We have dating apps that we can find a partner. We have, social media. We can slide in someone's DMs. Have you ever slid in someone's DMs to be their friend? Oh my gosh, I think that you have a really cool feed. You went hiking. I love to hike. Do you want to hike? Literally, if someone said that to me, I was like, are you gonna murder me? Like, are you? So I wanted to create a safe environment where girls can come together and they can connect, they can hang out. It was so funny actually at the Golden Gal Network event, Thankful for the Gals, we had two of the members had came. One of them have been looking for a new job, and they connected. She's like, oh my gosh, you should apply where I work. It's so good. We have like really good company culture. We hang out all the time. Like it's super, it's amazing. This friend had been looking for like a more corporate setting. And she's like, yes, like it is amazing. Give me your resume and I will send it to, my boss directly. And in this day and age, the job market is it's not like amazing, right? So when you know people, that's how you get your foot in the door. And women are already at such a disservice because we don't talk about business like men talk about business. We don't it's sometimes frowned upon, and I don't think that it should be like that. We should be trying to lift each other up in the best way possible. And I think about this all the time, especially when I experience it in person. Whenever I bring up something and another girl goes, oh my gosh, I have a friend who does that. Let me get you connected with her. Those are the people I want to surround myself with. The people who mention your name when you are not around, when they speak your name in rooms that they think that you should be in. That is the most powerful thing that you can do and have a friend with, because a friend who does that wants the best for you. A friend who does that is a girl's girl. A friend who does that truly sees you and also understands your wants, your needs, and has listened, in comparison to someone who doesn't do that, or instead like gossips about, how you're terrible at something, or, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of making each other better and pursuing a highest level of ourselves. And when we are in workplaces, sometimes you can be put in situations where you're not offered the promotion because you're at the childbearing age and you might get pregnant. I know that's illegal and people don't do that, quote unquote, but they do. And I really think that men and women are both so amazing. I just want I want to have the same opportunities that my husband does, or that my brother does, or my dad does. Like, I have always been raised, like, my parents have poured so much into me, and they've always said that I can do whatever I want. And it doesn't matter if that is a traditional male's role. Like, I can do that if I want to. Or it doesn't matter if nobody else has done it, or a million people have done it. I can do it. Like, they've always just encouraged me to reach after my goals and hustle for them. But other people didn't have that nurturing environment. And so they get into the world and people just, walk all over them, but they don't understand that they should be offered the opportunities, or they should be, getting the promotions, or even being mentioned in a room, or networking, or, hey, do you have the latest investment? I want to invest in that. Like, ask me. Just because you're a mother, just because you're a daughter, just because you're a wife doesn't mean that you're not smart, that you don't have brains in your head, and that you want that opportunity just like anybody else. And so I really want to provide that environment where if there is a job connection, it's who you know truly. Or even if it's just to grab a coffee. Women are such social creatures, like, to talk to someone and be like, oh my gosh, like, I had an amazing day. I want to share it with someone. I want to sit down and talk about it. Like, I love to chat. Like, I love to talk. And it's so fun when you can interact with someone who's not maybe in your workspace, or not your sibling, or not your husband, your wife, your sister, whatever. Like, it's nice to get some outside perspective. It's nice to have someone else to open up to, right? Like, and it's not a thing. I currently work from home. Do you know how many people I see daily? My husband. Does he want to talk to me all the time? Frick no. That's why I got a podcast. I talk to you, honey. Like, but really, like, women and everyone, we're social creatures. And so if you're going to a job that you don't like, or you're in school and you're studying for something that is like literally mentally draining you, but you're not looking to go out every night to the bar, or you're not looking to, try and like just be alone or anything, like, to find connection, to have an environment where you can connect and to be safe. Oh my gosh. So I'm really passionate about getting girls together and connection, like, and just the social part. Like, I am a social girly. Okay. We are going to the Chiefs versus Eagles game, Monday night. And guess what? I'm not a sports girly. Like, I know what football is. Okay, I'm not dumb. I'm like, all right, fine. You throw the football around. I was a football manager in high school. Like, cool. I watched a game. I'm like excited to go for the experience. I'm excited to go for the environment. I'm excited to go to just hang out, this social event. This is what I live for. Like, I love getting together with the girls. I love getting together with the family. And like, a lot of my family lives in different states. And so you can feel like super isolated, and I want more social events, but I don't necessarily like staying up super, super late to drink. Like, I like a good beverage every once in a while, but I'll be more apt to get a, what is it? A mocktail. I would rather have a mocktail than a cocktail. Like, really and truly, like, I love an espresso martini, but like, if I could just have a hot latte and it's not too late in the evening where I won't sleep, like, I'll take that every time. Like, I will absolutely like take that every time. So, it's really, I don't know what it will look like in the future. I'm just so happy that the first event went off without a hitch. Like, it was amazing. Like, I couldn't ask for a better first event, like ticketed event, than it was. It was a big enough group where I was like, like, there's some people here, like, we connect. But it was also small enough where I could individually talk to every single person and like really make that connection. Like, I really just could not be happier with how it all turned out. So we had someone there to do acupuncture. I got acupuncture done in both my ears. It's to help like your nervous system. And then a lot of people got the ears, the top of the head, and the middle of the forehead, just to really relax the central nervous system. So Kinsey was so good at that. She has the Glow Society, and I was just so appreciative that she was there. We had Bianca, who does facials and eyelashes, and she did mini massages. So she like had everyone's hands and she did like a little massage, talked about like the facial products that she would use on someone's like actual face. We had someone there who was doing B12 and vitamin shots. She was like a nurse practitioner, and she like had been doing it for so long, and this was just also to help like supplement your body, especially we're going into the winter months and there are so many like viruses out and all the things. We had oh my gosh, my girl Kennedy has been on the podcast a couple times. She's my college bestie, and Kennedy had her boutique there. And when I say I really pushed Kennedy to like get her everything together, she usually has her boutique at a co-op. And so she like has a building and she has her stuff there. I really like pressured her. I was like, hey, I want to throw an event. I want you to be there. And I was like, can you come? Like, can you do this? And she's like, well, what dates would it be? I was like, the 12th. And she's like, I was like, what date works for you? Like, you tell me. She's like, I think the 19th. I said, perfect. Get your stuff ready by the 19th. I want to have your stuff there. And so she got her website done. She created where her Shopify, where she could actually like charge people, because that's hard, you know, like getting a credit card service, like to actually take a card. Nobody has cash anymore. She had like a little rack with her clothes on it. Like, I wanted to help her, right? I wanted to give the Golden Gals an experience where they're like, oh, like we have all the things, like this is really like taking care of, like nurturing ourselves and like having a good time. I want Kennedy to benefit. I want her to, you know, sell her clothes and also just like the personal growth. Like, I needed her to be there, and I also needed to like sell the tickets, right? Like, I wanted her to have a successful event. I wanted all my gals to have a successful event. So I had to get to work and really like just leveling up. And one of the areas that I failed like this past year when I tried to do like the coffee thing is when I like did the coffee house. I talked about it a couple times and then I canceled the event and didn't tell anybody. It's because I actually didn't show up. Like, I didn't post about it. Like, I did not share it with people. And breaking through that uncomfortability of being like, actually, I'm gonna do this. Like, I would love the support, but if you're not gonna support, that's okay. Like, and just like really, really pressuring through. So the Golden Gal Network, it was absolutely amazing. Like, I am just so proud of myself. I'm also glad that it was like over, right? Like the first event is always like the hardest event. You overthink it so much. You're like, oh, like I really hope it goes well. I hope things are, you know, together. I hope people have a good time. I did not sleep. Like, I tried to sleep, and I know tonight, like, I am gonna freaking crash so hard. But I was just like, oh, like, I gotta get this done. And I ended up like, I couldn't sleep at all. It was so hard. I was like, go to sleep. It was kind of like Christmas almost, where you're like, go to sleep, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be so exciting. And I was adding things to my list. I was like, oh, I need to remember this. I need to get the cards out. I need to do this. I need to do that. I definitely need to get organized. Like, me as a person, I feel like I'm organized, but I also feel like I'm not. Like, I want to be so like type A organized, and I'm like to the point where I just try to do too much. Honestly, like that, it boils down to it. I need to separate myself from like that phrase. So I'm like, crap, like I'm trying to do it all. And I was talking to my mom this past week, and I was like, I'm running late and it's your fault. She was like, first off, how is it my fault? I was like, it's generational trauma, Stephanie. That's my mom saying. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, because I was trying to leave the house, but then I had to start a load of laundry, wipe down the counter. Like, also, I had to kick off some videos off my computer. Like, they could be loading while I was gone. Oh, and then I needed to load the dishwasher, and then I could leave. And she's like, girl, you're an adult. Like, I was like, no, you made me do that as a kid. Like, it's just habit. It's ingrained in me. And while I think it does serve me in so many ways, it also makes me late. I need to get a system down. I'm still like in the baby part of being an adult, so maybe next year I'll have done. Maybe next year I'll just have like grab and go things, like, oh, like my podcast stuff, grab it and go, like take it and go. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show. I also think that you can't do it all, because I've heard this before, like women who are super successful, they're like, as soon as I started making money, as soon as I started doing things, I had to let other things go. I was like, it was like a realization. I was like looking in the mirror. This was at like 5 o'clock this morning after I'd sat in the shower for 20 minutes trying to wake up, like steaming hot shower. I couldn't even turn on the lights. I literally, because I didn't sleep well last night, I like got out of bed. It was so cold in our house. I was like, oh my gosh, like the bed was so warm. You know, the bed calls to you when it's like, when you're supposed to get up, but you're feeling so tired. You're like, oh, like I want to stay in bed a little longer. And I ended up dragging myself out of bed like later. It was like 30 minutes later than I was supposed to get up. And I like go to the bathroom, the guest bath, my bathroom, and I couldn't even turn on the light. I lit a candle. Like I have this huge like candle in the bathroom. I lit the candle. I was like, the ambiance will wake me up. Got in the shower, turned it steaming hot, and I just like sat there and I like defrosted as a person. And as I was like thinking about this, I was like, last night I'd made a pie because we had family Thanksgiving. I needed to bring pie and cranberries. My house is also a mess because like it is. I've been running around doing things and I haven't had time to do laundry. We have like 4 baskets of laundry that is like kicked off, spread all over, like on the bed. I have 2 baskets at the base of my bed. Every day for the past like 5 days, I've taken the laundry out of the basket after I made the bed. I take the laundry off the basket, I'm gonna fold it, and then like before bed it's still there. I'm like, crap. I just like push my arm and like put it back in the baskets. But I was like, all right, like my house is a mess. I had to make an apple pie because like that's what I agreed to. I made the commitment. I'm like, I will make a pie. Like I love baking pie. I was like, and I will make cranberries, which cranberries my favorite Thanksgiving. So I made the cranberries and I was like rolling out the dough. And I was like, all right, I'm doing the lattice. I'm so tired. And this morning when I was in the shower, I was thinking, because you don't have your phone, you don't have any stimulation in the shower. That's where your best ideas come. Your brain is able to flow and do all the things. I was like, this is what women mean when they're like, you cannot have it all. There's caveats to this, of course. There's exceptions to the rules all the time. But people are like, you can either have there's 3 things. You can only have 2 of the things. You can't have all 3. Either a great relationship, romantic relationship, a well-working household, like you clean, you cook, all those things, and your career. And under household is children, okay? Like children go under household. You can have 3 of the things. You can have 2 of the things. You can either have a super clean house and a successful career, but like you're gonna lack on your partner. Or you can have a really good job and partner, but maybe you lack on the household things and you can't pick up your kids from school. Like you can't have all 3. Like you're gonna drop the ball somewhere. You only got 2 hands, right? Like you can't have a third. That's a saying. I didn't make it up. Okay, so stop hating on me. I didn't make it up. Chill. I'm not saying you can't have all 3 things. You can try your hardest. But I was like, this is what they mean. Like I am trying so hard. I'm working a full-time job. I am working on my podcast. I'm working on the Golden Gal Network. I'm trying to clean my house. I'm trying to spend time with my partner, right? Like I love you, Garrett. I love my dogs. Also be active, eat healthy, grocery shop, like all the things. And I was like, the balls are dropping today. and I am only going to focus on the things that are the most important. So my house is a freaking mess, and we do not have any clean laundry. Sorry, Garrett, fish through the basket, try and find some clean underwear, because I also bought my outfit. Like, I was like, there's no clean laundry, I'm just going to buy my outfit for the day, because people who bring bought things to Thanksgiving, it's probably because they're freaking busy. It's probably because they are trying to do it all and trying to like juggle things. And I was like, man, this is what they mean. I don't even have kids. Like, this is what they mean. I'm just like literally flabbergasted. And it's also like the perfect opportunity to forgive yourself. Like, hey, it's alright to have a messy house sometimes. I hate having a messy house, okay? I hate when things are not together. I do want things in boxes. I want my hall closet to be cleaned. I want things to be like tidy. I want my house to be decorated. That's the thing that's falling through right now. Like, my house is not decorated. My house is not clean. My house is rather messy. Guess what we do have? We have milk and we have instant coffee, okay? Like the freeze-dried coffee, we have that. That's what I need to survive. Yogurts, also love yogurts. Like the Wacos, I think that's how you say it. Protein, it's like 15 grams of protein per little cup. Yeah, I survive on those, okay? Those are my favorite. But that's what's falling through the cracks. And during the holiday season, like people in movies, oh my gosh, the movies, they expect you to have it all together. They're like, oh, what do you mean? It's not hard. I'm like, I'm literally dying. It took me everything to like vacuum out. I also have cords everywhere. My closet in my office has been, like a priority, kinda. Priority. I just told you my house is like, that's the last thing on my list right now. And this Friday I was like, I really need to tidy up my office because the clutter was really doing me in, and I was like, I cannot focus on work. I cannot focus on my computer. I cannot focus on anything. My mind is running a million miles per minute. I need to clean some things up. So I started cleaning, and I vacuumed, and then I opened my closet. I was like, holy smokes, this definitely needs to be cleaned. It's crafts, it's electronics. I have so much podcast stuff. I have my camera stuff, like all the things. And I really, this past season of weddings, I really made the decision not to take any more wedding photos. I don't like editing photos that much. It is really tough. Like, it's a lot of work, and I have photographed 3 weddings now. And I think I'm tapping out of I've done graduations, I have done engagements, I've done pregnancy announcements, I have done so much. Like, I have taken photos probably, it's since my senior year of college. I started taking photos, lots of graduation photos, but I just made the decision to not take any more photos. I'm like, I just can't. I don't have enough bandwidth. I got my 2 cousins, Adriana, Garrett's cousin, my sorority sister, bestie, asked me to photograph one of her weddings. I was like, yes. And my cousin, William, he was like, can you photograph me and Ashley's wedding? I was like, yes. And those are my last weddings. It will take a lot to take me out of retirement. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I need to cut something out. I can't, you can't do everything, right? And so I was like, I need to be done with this. And as I was going through my closet, I opened it up and I was like, man, I have this heavy duty, Sigma. It's it was really, really nice camera lens that I invested in to take my very first wedding photos in Florida. And it's been 2 years now. It's not it's a really good lens, but it's not the thing that I want to use all the time. It's not the thing that I'm like, yes, grab that, that's the best. I prefer a different camera lens. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take one step in decluttering. I'm gonna take one step into getting this taken care of. And I bought it from a website that does refurbished camera lenses. And at the time I spent $700 on this camera lens. Just the lens, that's not the body. So, I mean, that's just telling you how much I've invested in wedding equipment, photographing equipment, the stuff for my podcast, like all the things. And so I looked at it looked at me, and I was like, today is the day I'm gonna get rid of you. Sorry. And I went back on, it's mpb.com. They do refurbished computer stuff. And I really, like, I was like, Logan, this is one step that you can take to not saying yes to everything, because saying no is so hard. Like, saying no and having it as a sentence, it's tough. And so I was like, I've got to get rid of this, because if someone asks me, I'm going to say, no, sorry, I sold my photography equipment. And so I got on the website, I took a photo of it, I didn't take a photo, I'm sorry. I had copied the description from what I bought it as, and I pasted it back in there, and they're like, estimate, $389. I was like, almost $400. I've had it for 2 years, photographed 3 weddings with it, and like, it's worth it. Like, I'm gonna sell it today. Like, it's been sitting in my closet. Like, I don't use it any other time. So I immediately drove to town and I was like, I'm gonna sell it. And I like got it boxed up, it's sent. I'm like, that was one step closer. So being overwhelmed is difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed with the house cleaning right now. I'm not super stressed, Mom, if you're listening, I'm fine. But it's like, oh my gosh. And that was like one step closer. I have 3 yoga mats in my closet right now, and one of them's Garrett's and 2 of them are mine. And I just bought a new yoga mat because it's, you know, it's Lululemon. I love Lulu, but I borrowed a yoga mat from the studio one day when mine was super dirty, and I loved it way more. I get super sweaty on the mat, and my like feet slip around, and it's not good. I tried to buy a towel. The towel was a little small. It did absorb my sweat, but it wasn't the best. Anyways, I was like, I want a yoga mat. I have 3 yoga mats in there. I'm like, do I need all 3 yoga mats? No. So after our January 6th event, because we are doing a yoga and intention setting, so we're gonna do like journaling after a really intuitive like yoga session. We're gonna write down our goals, right? Like connection of your body, like doing an activity to writing things on paper. Like, you're gonna do way better on your goals. This is what they teach us in school, right? Like, you have to tie it all together. You do have to bring a yoga mat. Like, I'm providing the journals and the pens, but you have to bring your own yoga mat. So I'm gonna, farm out my 3 extra yoga mats, but after that, I'm getting rid of them, okay? Because having all the things, they say, like, if you are not, if you're not decluttering, you're just reorganizing. Like, if you're not, you're just moving your stuff around, and I'm over it, okay? I don't have enough bandwidth. If I'm still gonna like continue in my career and do all the things, like, I can only focus on the important stuff. I can't be focusing on this, like, other things. I can't have diluted focus. I need to just like be on the path. And November and December is a great, like, decluttering is not just for spring cleaning, okay? I declutter like at least once every 3 months. Like, that might be crazy. You might think, oh my gosh, that's a lot, but our hobbies change. Things that we used to like no longer serve us, or the next thing I need to do is books. Like, I have a couple books that I'm like, oh, like, I'm never gonna read this. I'm never going to read it again. So either let Lily read it too, or like donate it. Donate it somewhere. Like, I know that public libraries don't really like take donated books anymore, because they are based actually on what books are continuously being taken off the shelves and rented. So if they have like a lot of dead stock, that's not helping like their funding. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I've got to get rid of them somehow. Maybe I'll do a little marketplace situation, or maybe I'll burn them. I don't know. We don't burn books around here, but maybe we do. I've got to declutter. I've got to get them out of my house. And we are hosting 2 Christmases here, so my house needs to be in tip-top shape. I will let something else go, okay, with the 3. the 3 things, I'll let something else go come come December. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll be my relationship. Maybe Garrett and I don't talk now. It's just, we really can't have all 3. So I'm gonna carve out some extra time. Maybe I do some extra work. I don't get as much relaxing time. Maybe I work really hard, get some podcasts recorded, whatever. That's my planning period. Anyways, I know that we're gonna spend a lot of time at our house during December, and I want to make sure that it's a creative space because I have a lot of projects coming up in the upcoming year. So I want it to be a really good spot where I can allow my creativity to fly, and I can just really be in tune with myself, and I'm like, all right, what are we working on today? How is that going to serve us? And being so, not critical, what is it? It's not article, decisive. Being so decisive. I'm like, you know what we're going to do? We're getting rid of this. It's not the Ivy League method. I don't know what method it is, but a woman wrote a book. She said if it doesn't bring you joy, throw it away. If it reminds you of someone, throw it away because you have a memory. I'm like, love that. So definitely like trying to recenter myself. This upcoming week is going to be crazy because I'm traveling and like going to different Thanksgivings and hanging out and doing all the things. I just said we were going to the Chiefs game, so like our Monday is completely like overtaken, and we have the turkey trot. We have, so much going on. I'm just like, all right, like that's okay. November, like the last week in November, that is my recharging week. Don't expect me to do nothing. I'm not doing anything. Like I will be flopping on the floor. I'll be doing nothing at all. Like literally just nothing. I don't know. We need some weeks like that. Like we definitely need some weeks where we're doing absolutely nothing. And I knew it was going to be a bad. Like I knew that I was going to be tired. And so I did a little pre-planning last week. No, what day was it? It was this Wednesday. Okay. If today's Sunday, it was this past Wednesday. It was Tuesday. I took Tuesday off. I said, today is the day where I'm focusing on me. And first thing in the morning, I went and I got a facial. It was so good. We did a hydrofacial and it was really hydrating. Wintertime dulls your skin so quickly. Thank you, harsh like air, like gross. So I got a facial, and after my facial, I went and got my hair cut and I did a gloss and a glaze. Dharma is so good. Oh my gosh. And I trimmed up all the dead ends. So that was nice. It was very relaxing. And then after I got an 1.5-hour massage, I was like, yes. I've been doing yoga back to back, a lot of chaturangas. So like my shoulders, they're tight. Okay. She is working hard, a lot of push-ups, and so I got like a deep tissue massage. It was amazing. I felt so relaxed and I definitely needed it. I think next time I should do one before and one after, like one pre-crazy holidays, maybe in the new year, I'll book another massage. But that was me time. That was time for me to just hang out with me. I did get Starbucks that day too, so it was all things. And it was like time for me to just like relax and get in tune with myself and really think, okay, like this is gonna be a hectic, crazy week, and that is okay. We're gonna have periods of time like this. I will say from August, September, and most of November has been chill. We were done with our weddings. We were able to really just like relax and hang out after like the summer was so crazy. So it's understandable that I needed a break, that I needed to just like hang out and recenter myself. The time in the shower this morning, that was recentering myself and having time just alone. I really like this evening when I hop in the shower before bed too, like to relax my muscles. Like I felt kind of a little stressed today, but not like super, super bad. It was just like, okay, here we go. Like I felt like I've had to be on all day, which is good. Like you need days like that. I keep comparing myself to Kim Kardashian West. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just Kim Kardashian now. It's a habit, my bad. But she was like, yeah, and I have to be back from, they went to like a concert or something, and she's like, yeah, like we have to take my jet back. I'm getting a spray tan at 2 a.m. And I'm like, listen, you having a booked and busy schedule, that just means like you're using all your hours. They always say Beyonce has 8 or the same amount of hours in the day as you do. Like, okay, Beyonce also has a team. Like, Kim also has a team, right? Like, one day I will have a team, but it's taking care of yourself during these holiday months. Like, and come January and February, like those months are tough. Like, it is cold out, it is dreary, it is not always like the funnest time. It's also hard to go outside. And so I want to just create like the house to be a really cozy environment. I'm also saving all of my books come January and February because I plan on working on my goals, obviously, but I guess I do. Oh my gosh, I'm so contradicting. I guess I do have a big trip in February. I'm gonna go to Tampa, Florida to visit Andrew and Rachel. I'm so excited for that. But other than that, I'm not doing, I can read a book on the beach, but yeah, saving my books come January and February because like maybe December, but I feel like December is the perfect month to watch Hallmark movies and all like the Christmas movies. Definitely like the week of Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, that is green light for Hallmark movies. Oh my gosh. I was watching Hallmark movies this past week, but I watched Christmas with the Cranks. I know some people might think it's a little early for that. I watched Live Free or Die Hard. I watched Die Hard. And just like a couple other like the Holiday, what was it? The Polar Express is on my list. I really want to watch the Polar Express. But these like nostalgic movies that get you in the mood, get you like really just ready to snuggle up on the couch. We are going to work on our goals. We are going to make sure that we're like getting work done as well. But I don't think it's a bad thing to have a more rejuvenating time periods in the winter. Even the grass dies in the winter and the trees lose their leaves. Like everything kind of takes like a slower pace in the winter. And while I don't think you should totally rot, like you should still take your goals into consideration and try to work on them but it doesn't have to be pedal to the metal grind. If you are keeping them to the forefront of your mind, right? Like if you are trying to lose weight, I'm not saying eat all 6 pies, but you can have a piece of pie. If your job is to wake up early, like, okay, wake up early. I'm waking up early on a couple days of the week, two out of 5. I'm waking up at 4:30 and going to a morning workout class, but on the days that I'm not, I'm going to an afternoon workout class, and that is okay. It's still having your goals in mind, but getting creative on how can we make this work for everyone? How can we make this a fun time? How can we, pivot or even adjust our mindset for it to serve us? Because a successful November, December is spending time with my family. It is making those connections. It is making those memories. And like I don't always get that come summertime. Like it's so busy, everyone's running around. A lot of my family members are farmers, so of course it's like, all right, like gotta do all the things for farming, and summer is busy. Fall and winter, it's time for people to get together, to connect, to hang out, family members. Also, it's like an excuse to see people. Most people are off for, a point in time. So we can get together. We can have family gatherings. We can hang out. And so I don't beat myself up too bad. Like, we're still working on our goals. We still have our intentions set, but my intention is also to spend time with my family. My intention is not to worry too much on if my house is a pit, okay? Because right now it is a pit. My intention is to create lasting memories and to try new things and to push myself and really pour into the Golden Gal Network and to pour into you, listening to the Golden Hour Drip and really prepare for the upcoming year. Those are my intentions. Those are my focuses. Being gentle with myself, like, hey, we're doing just fine. We have a lot on our plate. It's been a big transition year. Like, a lot of things have happened, and even taking the time to reflect. Like, I am no longer working in a corporate office. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to branch off as an entrepreneur and trying to build that, and not to worry that my life isn't traditional like I thought it was gonna be, and being okay with that. It's been a transformative year. This was definitely like a tree growth year. Like, if I was a tree, like, this summer was full. Like, I got a lot of water, I did a lot of growth, and so I'm okay that this winter I might not be getting as much water. Like, my tree might not grow big enough bands, because if you cut down a tree, it's like, oh, the lighter parts are the water in the summer and the smaller parts are the winter. And that might be me, okay? Like, my winter ring might not be as thick, and that is okay, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and I gotta be prepared for the upcoming year. So I'm getting my sleep. I'm getting my water with Himalayan salt. Like, I am making sure that I am getting outside and I'm getting some fresh air, or I am on the hammock and I, swinging, relaxing, doing the things. Still don't have a weekend nap. I have not done that for a while. It's on my list though, and that's an intention that I am keeping in the forefront of my mind. Decluttering is another one. Spending time with my family. Eating pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is my favorite pie, actually. And a lot of people knock on pumpkin because they're like, oh, like pumpkin spice. I'm not a pumpkin spice girly. Okay, listen. There are 3 phrases that you need to say for me to know that you're not a girl's girl. Because I don't care if you don't like it. For you to like have to say it, like, I do not. Are you making fun of me because I like it? Are you discrediting someone else because they like it? Oh, I'm not a pumpkin spice girly. I like any other, like, what about apple? No, like, I like pumpkin spice. I like apple. I like the fall scents. Pink, pink is such like a girly girl color. I don't like pink. That's okay. What do you have against pink? Like, are you gonna beat it up? I don't know. Like, people saying that, like, I get it. Or, oh my gosh, like any like serious performer, like a woman performer, like Taylor Swift. Oh, Taylor Swift, she's not all that. Listen, I'm not a Swiftie, but like, she is making some waves. Like, she is a performer. She is working. You cannot say that girl's working. Or Kardashians, they're so shallow. Okay, like, how are they actually shallow if they're making so much money and like have a wonderful, I don't know, anybody who tears down someone else's opinion, you're not a girl's girl. Like, a girl's girl doesn't have to get along with everyone, right? Like, there's people that I don't like. Okay, like, not everyone likes me. I'm not going to be for everyone, right? That's how you find your people. But I still want them to succeed. I still want them to do good things. Like, just because they're not for me, like, I still want you to eat. I don't want you to eat at my table. Like, I don't want to chat with you. That's what a girl's girl is. A girl's girl is not someone who likes everyone, right? Like, you don't have to like Taylor Swift. But for you to be like, you like Taylor Swift, she's such a blah, blah, blah. Or, you like pink, that's such a stupid color. Like, that's not friendly. That's not friendly. Let's go into 2024 being more friendly, okay? Write that down on your no, I'm just kidding. Write that down on your intentions. No, I know you're a girl's girl. That's why you're listening to the Golden Hour Drip. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'm exhausted. Okay, so if you thought some of these talking points were a little unhinged, I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. I wanted to talk about the things happening in my life, and I'm glad that you listened. I'm glad that you stuck with me until the end, okay? That's how I know that you're a golden gal. A girl's girl, golden gal, they go hand in hand. Speaking of that, if you are local to the Missouri area, Kansas area, Kansas City, any of those things, and you're interested in the Golden Gal Network, go ahead and check out our Instagram. You can find us at Golden Gal Network. We have events coming up in December and in January. I'd love to see you there. I would love to take the podcast into real life. If you're looking for like-minded individuals, come on down. It'll be a blast. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.